You are currently negotiating with a loser. And that loser is the voice inside your own head. Every single night, you make a promise to yourself. You tell yourself that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow you will wake up early. Tomorrow you will do the hard work. Tomorrow you will stop wasting your life. But when the morning comes and the cold air hits your skin, the negotiation begins. Your mind tells you that 5 more minutes of sleep won't hurt. It tells you that you are too tired, too stressed, and that you deserve a break. And just like that, you surrender. You lose the battle before the day has even started. In the modern world, this lack of discipline only costs you your potential. But 400 years ago, in Edo period Japan, a lack of discipline cost you your life. The samurai did not negotiate with their own minds. They operated on a code of absolute, terrifying consistency. Today, I am going to show you how to build a mind so disciplined, people will call you crazy. We are going to study the life of Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest swordsman in human history. By the end of this video, you will no longer rely on cheap motivation. You will learn the ancient psychological frameworks to conquer your laziness. Chapter 1. The Disease of Comfort. Human beings are biologically wired to seek comfort and conserve energy. Your brain does not care about your grand ambitions. It only cares about survival. It wants you to stay warm, eat cheap food, and avoid any form of stress. But greatness has never been forged in a comfortable environment. Think of a sword. To make a katana, the steel must be heated in a blistering fire until it glows. Then, it is pulled out and violently smashed with a heavy hammer. It is folded, beaten, and plunged into freezing water to harden it. The steel undergoes immense trauma. If the steel could feel, it would beg for the process to stop. But without the fire, without the hammer, and without the freezing water, it remains a useless, weak lump of metal. You are that lump of metal. Every time you choose the comfortable option, you are refusing the hammer. Miyamoto Musashi understood this better than anyone. When Musashi was a teenager, he did not seek out a comfortable dojo with soft mats. He abandoned civilization entirely. He went into the wild, living in the freezing mountains of Japan. He bathed in freezing waterfalls to shock his nervous system. He swung his wooden sword thousands of times a day until his hands bled. People thought he was insane. But he wasn't insane. He was actively destroying his own weakness. He was demanding his body and mind submit to his will. Chapter 2. The Myth of Motivation. The biggest lie you have been sold is that you need to feel motivated to work hard. Motivation is a trap. It is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. Motivation is a sunny day. It is nice when it happens, but you cannot rely on it to grow crops. Discipline is the irrigation system you build so your crops grow even during a drought. Samurai did not care about motivation. They cared about duty. The Japanese word for this intense, unyielding training is Shugyo. Shugyo translates to austere training or severe discipline. It means doing the work precisely when you do not want to do it. When Musashi woke up in the freezing winter, do you think his body wanted to train? No. His human brain begged him to stay inside, to rest, to be comfortable. But he had completely separated his actions from his feelings. How do you achieve this? You must practice the 3-second blade. When you know you need to do something hard, your brain will start inventing excuses. It takes about 3 seconds for your mind to convince you to quit. You must move before the 3 seconds are up. Alarm goes off. Do not think. Stand up immediately. Need to study or work. Do not open your phone. Sit at the desk instantly. You must cut off the negotiation. Cut the head off the snake before it can bite you. The moment you pause to argue with yourself, you have already lost. Chapter 3. The Battle of Ikijoji. The Ultimate Test. To truly understand extreme discipline, we must look at the Battle of Ikijoji. Musashi had embarrassed the famous Yoshioka sword school by defeating their top masters. Enraged, the entire Yoshioka clan declared a final duel to the death. They challenged him to meet at the spreading pine tree of Ikijoji, but this was a trap. Over 70 fully armed men were waiting to slaughter him. Musashi knew it was a trap. Any normal man would have run away. But discipline means honoring your commitments, even in the face of death. Musashi did not panic. He simply adapted his strategy. Usually, he arrived late to anger his opponents. This time, he arrived hours early, in the dead of night. He crept through the bushes, completely silent, watching the 70 men prepare their ambush. He waited for the exact perfect moment. When the Yoshioka clan thought he wasn't coming, their guard dropped. That is when Musashi leaped from the shadows. He struck down the head of the clan instantly, throwing the entire army into chaos. He did not stay to fight all 70 men. That would be suicide, not discipline. He fought his way out through the rice paddies, cutting down anyone who blocked his path, and escaped. This story teaches us a brutal truth about discipline. Discipline is not just about swinging the sword. Discipline is doing the tedious, boring, unglamorous preparation. Musashi survived because he had the discipline to scout the area, arrive in the freezing dark, and wait. You fail because you want the glorious victory without the boring preparation. You want the muscular physique without the boring, repetitive meals. You want the successful business without the tedious late-night work. True discipline is falling in love with the boredom. Chapter 4. The Principle of 1,000 Days. In his famous Book of Five Errings, Musashi wrote a profound rule about mastery. He said, step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road. Study strategy over the years and achieve the spirit of the warrior. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Modern culture has poisoned your mind with the desire for instant gratification. If you do not see results in a week, you quit. You go to the gym for 3 days, look in the mirror, and get angry that nothing changed. The samurai operated on a completely different timeline. There is a Japanese martial arts concept called 1,000 days to forge the spirit, 10,000 days to polish it. They did not measure progress in days or weeks. They measured it in years and decades. When you adopt this mindset, your desperation disappears. You no longer care if today's workout didn't instantly make you stronger. You no longer care if today's work didn't make you rich. You are simply laying one brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid, knowing that over 1,000 days, a massive fortress will be built. Chapter 5. The Architecture of Hardship. Modern society tries to eliminate all physical and mental friction. But a disciplined mind is built by intentionally injecting hardship into your life. The samurai practiced misogi, the act of water purification. They would stand under freezing waterfalls, not just to wash their bodies, but to wash their minds of weakness. When you willingly subject yourself to something difficult, you build armor for your mind. If you can force yourself to take a freezing cold shower every morning, suddenly, your boss yelling at you doesn't seem so stressful. If you can force yourself to run miles when your legs are burning, suddenly, sitting down to work for 2 hours feels incredibly easy. You must artificially manufacture adversity because the modern world won't give it to you. Comfort makes you soft. Adversity makes you dangerous. Chapter 6. The Dokkodo. Walking alone. At the very end of his life, Musashi retreated to a solitary cave called Rigando. He knew he was dying. He had no family, no students left, and no master. In his final days, he wrote down 21 rules for living a disciplined life. He called it the Dokkodo. The title translates to the way of walking alone. If you want to achieve extreme discipline, you must be prepared to walk alone. Rule number 2 of the Dokkodo: do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Most people structure their entire lives around seeking cheap dopamine. They want good food, entertainment, and distraction every single hour of the day. When you remove cheap pleasure, your mind resets. Hard work suddenly becomes engaging. Rule number 3. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. This means you do not make decisions based on how you feel in the moment. You make decisions based on who you want to become. If you feel tired, that is a partial feeling. It is irrelevant. The work still requires doing. Rule number 6. Do not regret what you have done. Stop beating yourself up for the years you have wasted. Accept that you were weak yesterday. Draw your sword and be strong today. People will call you crazy. When you wake up at dawn while they sleep, they will say you are doing too much. When you refuse to eat garbage, they will say you are obsessed. When you stay silent instead of arguing, they will say you are weird. Let them talk. A lion does not ask sheep for permission to hunt. You are building a fortress in your mind that they could never comprehend. Discipline is the greatest form of self-love. It is the refusal to let your future self suffer because of your present weakness. Musashi died entirely undefeated, not because he was the strongest, but because he conquered himself first. It is time to stop negotiating with the weak version of yourself. It is time to pick up the sword. If you are ready to walk the path of extreme discipline, subscribe to the channel. This is the way of the samurai. I will see you in the next one.